Your mind will not be quiet. You have noticed it, and you have stopped expecting it to stop. You lie down at night to rest, and instead of rest, a meeting begins. The argument you already finished plays again, with better lines this time. The thing you said 3 years ago returns to shame you. The bill, the message you have not answered, the future you cannot control. All of it crowding in at once, in the dark, where there is nothing you can do about any of it. And in the day it is no better. You sit down to work, and within a minute your mind has wandered to a worry, and the worry has pulled you to your phone, and the phone has spent 20 minutes you will never get back. You feel a flash of anger, and the whole afternoon takes its color from that flash. You feel a wave of fear, and you obey it, though nothing has happened. Though the fear is only weather, you are not steering your mind. Your mind is steering you. And the worst part is the quiet certainty, somewhere underneath, that this is simply how you are. That some people were given a calm, ordered mind, and you were given this, a loud and restless thing that drags you wherever it wants to go. Here is what almost no one will tell you plainly. You do not have a thinking problem. Your mind is supposed to produce thoughts, the way a fire is supposed to produce sparks. What you have is a boarding problem. There is a moment in every thought when you climb aboard it and let it carry you off, and almost everything you suffer is hiding in that moment, in the small space between a thought arriving and you becoming it. By the end of this, you will know exactly what happens in that moment. You will know the one method a mountain monk used to take his mind back from the storm. And you will understand why peace was never about having fewer thoughts, and always about something far smaller and far harder than silencing a single one of them. 400 years ago, in a temple wrapped in cloud, a young monk sat in the very storm you are sitting in right now. His mind was no quieter than yours. He was no calmer than you, no wiser, no more at peace. What he was taught is the answer you have been missing your whole life. So listen closely, because I am going to give it to you exactly as it was given to him. If something here begins to land in you, a quiet like helps another restless mind find this same stillness. Share in the comments the one thought that will not leave you alone. Do not hold back. Another soul out there is awake tonight with the same noise. And if this is the kind of truth you want more of, walk with this channel a while longer. Now, the mountain. His name was Kaishin. He was 20, and he had come to the temple believing he would find silence there. He had imagined it for years, a still hall, a still mind, a man sitting like carved stone while the world fell away. And so he climbed to the high temple and took his place on the cold floor and closed his eyes and waited for the quiet to come. It did not come. What came instead was a flood. Every thought he had ever pushed away rose up in the stillness and spoke at once, louder here than it had ever been in the noise of the world below. You know this flood. You have felt it the moment you tried to sit still, the moment you tried to meditate, the moment you lay down to sleep. The silence did not calm your mind. It revealed how loud your mind had been all along. Kaishin was certain he was failing. He was certain the other monks sat in perfect peace while his own head roared. So he did what you do. He fought. He tried to force the thoughts out, to slam a door on them, to think of nothing at all. And every thought he pushed against, pushed back twice as hard, the way a man sinking in deep water thrashes himself deeper. The old teacher of that temple watched him struggle for many days and said nothing. He was patient the way still water is patient. He watched Kaishin wrestle his own mind and lose, and swear to try harder, and wrestle and lose again, and he knew, as old men know, that the boy was fighting the wrong war. Trying harder would not save him. Trying harder was the very thing drowning him. And one gray evening, when Cassian had exhausted himself, when he had run out of force and run out of pride, and finally sat there defeated, the teacher spoke. He said, "You are trying to stop the river. That is why you are drowning." Cassian did not understand. He had spent his whole life believing that a calm man was a man with no troubling thoughts, that peace meant an empty mind, that the goal was to make the noise stop. He thought stillness was a place where thinking ended. He had never once considered that it might be something else entirely. So the teacher gave him the method the quiet monks of that high place lived by. He took the boy to the edge of a wide, still pond at the foot of the temple steps, and he told him to watch. A leaf fell and touched the water, and drifted across the surface, and passed, and was gone. Then another, then another. The teacher said, "Be the pond, not the leaf. The leaves are your thoughts. They will keep coming. You do not have to stop them. You only have to stop climbing onto them and letting them carry you away." That was the whole of it. He called it the still water way. You do not fight the thought. You do not chase the thought. You let it arrive, and you watch it, and you let it pass. The way the pond lets the leaf cross and does not follow it downstream. Stop here, because this is you. What do you do with a thought when it comes? Be honest just once, the way you are never honest at 2 in the morning. A worry arrives, and you do not watch it. You board it. You climb on, and it carries you down a long river of all the ways it could go wrong. And 20 minutes later, you surface, exhausted, having traveled miles from where you sat, solving a problem that does not exist yet and may never exist at all. You did not have one thought. You had one thought, and then you became a passenger on it. That is the secret the noise has been hiding from you your whole life. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. The worried thought is not you. It is a leaf. The angry thought is not you. It is a leaf. And the moment you remember that you are the pond and not the leaf, the thought loses the one thing it needs to rule you. It loses your belief that it is the truth and that you must obey it. The teacher did not let Cassian practice this on the great storms, not on the deep griefs, not on the oldest fears. He began him somewhere the boy found almost insulting, the small thoughts, the itch he wanted to scratch, the hunger before the meal, the boredom of the long sit. The teacher said, "In each of these a small thought rises and demands that you obey it at once. Watch it instead, name it. Hunger has come. Let it sit there, unfed, and watch it rise and crest and pass, and learn with your own eyes that a thought you do not feed will weaken and go." And the boy thought this was beneath him. He had come to master his mind, and the old man had him watching an itch, but he obeyed because he had nothing left to try. And slowly, in the smallest of his thoughts, something began to turn. Not because the thoughts grew fewer, because he stopped automatically becoming each one the instant it arrived. Hear this, because you have spent your whole life trying to do the opposite. You do not need to stop thinking. No one stops thinking. The monks on that mountain did not have empty heads. Their minds produced as many thoughts as yours does. What they had was distance, a small, trained space between the thought and the self, so that when the thought said jump, they could look at it and decide instead of jumping every time without ever once being asked. You have no distance. The thought says jump, and you are already in the air before you knew there was a choice. This is the difference between the person you are and the person you long to be. It is not that the calm have quieter minds. It is that they have learned to sit on the bank and watch the river, while you are face down in the current, swept along, certain that the water is who you are. And the bank, unlike a quieter mind, unlike a different past, unlike everything that ever happened to you, is something you can step onto with the very next thought that comes. But the mountain had a harder lesson waiting. And before I give it to you, I have to tell you about the other monk, because his story is the warning, and you need the warning as much as you need the method. There was a second young monk at that temple. His name was Tora, and where Kaishin was overwhelmed, Tora was fierce. He had an iron will, the kind other men admire. When Tora decided a thing, it was done. He could hold a posture past pain. He could fast past hunger. He could drive his body through walls that stopped everyone else by sheer force of want. And the teacher worried about him more than about any other monk in the hall, because Tora had decided to master his mind the way he mastered his body, by force, by war. When a thought rose in him, he crushed it. When a feeling came, he buried it. He would not watch the leaf cross the pond. He would reach into the water and tear it apart, and stand guard over the surface, and forbid the next one to come. And for a while it looked like strength. His face was a stone. Nothing seemed to move him. The younger monks thought he had won. You know a Torah. Perhaps in some season of your life, you have been a Torah, the one who deals with a troubling thought by refusing to feel it, who buries the grief, swallows the anger, locks the fear in a back room, and stands against the door. It looks like control. It feels for a while like winning, and the whole time, the pressure builds behind the door you are holding shut. Watch what the mountain did to the fierce one. A grief came to Tora that no will could crush. Word arrived that someone he had loved was gone, and the thought of it would not be buried, because some thoughts are too heavy to force beneath the surface, and they rise no matter how hard a man stands against them. And Tora had no other way. He had never learned to let a thought cross the pond. He only knew how to fight it. And this was a thought he could not win against. And so he fought it day and night with all his iron will, and the war tore him apart from the inside. The thing he had buried did not stay buried. It came back with the force of everything he had ever pushed down with it. He had spent years building a wall, and the wall did not make him free. It made him a man with a flood behind a cracking wall, and when the wall broke, it broke all at once. By the next winter, Tora had left the mountain, hollowed out, his iron will of no use to him at all. And Kaishin, the overwhelmed one, the one who watched an itch and named his hunger, was still there at the edge of the pond, watching the leaves cross, not because he had grown a stronger will, because he had stopped fighting the water. Let that burn into you, because it overturns the lie you have lived by. You think the answer to a mind out of control is more control, more force, a harder hand on your own thoughts. You think if you could just clamp down hard enough, you would finally be at peace. You will not. The fiercest will alive cannot win a war against its own mind, because every thought you fight, you feed, and every feeling you bury, you keep, alive and waiting, behind a door that will not hold forever. You do not need a stronger will. Tora had the strongest will on the mountain, and his mind broke him. You need to stop fighting. You need to step onto the bank and let the river be a river. That is not weakness. It is the only strength that has ever worked. The fight is the trap. The watching is the way out. There is one more thing the teacher gave Keishin in those early years, and you have to hear it, because it is the lie that has kept you exhausted for longer than you know. You believe, somewhere deep down, that you must take every thought seriously, that if a fear arrives, it must be true or it would not have come, that if an angry thought rises, it must be obeyed, or you are being false to yourself. And so you grant every passing thought the authority of a command, and you spend your days obeying a parliament of voices, not one of which you ever elected. The teacher sat the boy down one evening beside the pond and told him the truth that turns this on its head. He said, "A thought is not a fact. A thought is not an order. A thought is a guest who knocks. You do not have to believe the guest. You do not have to obey the guest. You do not even have to let the guest sit down. You only have to notice that he has knocked and decide with your own mind whether he is worth the door." Most are not. Most have come 1,000 times before, saying the same false thing, and you open the door every time, and every time it cost you an afternoon. And then the teacher said the thing Keishin carried for the rest of his life. You think the loud mind is the strong one. Look again. The man who must obey every thought is the weakest man in the valley, because he cannot hold a single quiet moment that his own mind decides to disturb. The strong one is the one who can let a thought knock and look at it and say, "Not today," and return to what he was doing. That, and not an empty head, is what a mastered mind is. Sit with that, because it rearranges everything. You have been treating your thoughts as the truth, as orders from a higher authority, when most of them are only old habits wearing the mask of urgency. The fear that says you will fail is not a prophet. It is a guest who has knocked 10,000 times and been wrong 10,000 times. You do not owe it the door. You never did. And here is what the teacher knew that you do not yet feel in your bones. Every single time you watch a thought instead of boarding it, you are not just winning one quiet moment. You are casting a vote for who is in charge. Watch one fear cross without obeying it, and you are a person who can sit with fear. Do it 100 times. And it is no longer a thing you do. It is a thing you are. The mind that once dragged you begins, slowly, to wait for you. The watcher grows stronger every time he watches, and the leaf grows weaker every time it crosses unboarded. Now let me take you deeper into Keishin's story, because the method has a second half, and almost no one is ever taught the second half. The seasons turned, and the monk grew. He could sit now in the loud silence without thrashing. He could let a worry rise and watch it cross and not be carried off. He had learned the first half of the method. See the thought, name it, let it pass. And he thought, the way you would think, that he had mastered his mind. He had not. He had learned the easy half. Because one autumn, a true sorrow came to him, the kind that does not cross the pond and leave. It returned, and returned, and returned, a single heavy thought that would not drift away no matter how patiently he watched it. And here Keishin met the deeper enemy, not the small thoughts that come and go, the one heavy thought that will not go, that circles, that demands to be solved before it will release you and never can be solved at all. You know this enemy too. It is the thought you have watched 1,000 times and it still comes back. The regret that will not dissolve, the worry that returns the instant you set it down, the grief, the shame, the fear about a thing you cannot change, that you have looked at and named and let pass. And still, the next morning, there it is again at the edge of the water, waiting. And you begin to think the method has failed you because the leaf keeps coming back. And in that returning sorrow, Kaishin almost lost everything he had built. He began to fight again, the old way, the Torah way, because the watching did not make the heavy thought leave. The teacher, older now, his hands trembling, found the boy at the pond at war with himself once more. Watch what the teacher told him, because it is the second half of the method, and it is the half that builds the unshakable kind of peace, the kind that does not need the thoughts to leave at all. The teacher said, "You are watching the leaf, but you are still waiting for it to go. That is why it owns you. The pond does not wait for the leaf to leave. The pond does not need the surface clear to be the pond. Let the heavy thought stay as long as it stays. Stop measuring your peace by whether it has gone. Be the pond with the leaf upon it, whole and still beneath, and let the leaf remain 100 years if it must. Your stillness was never the absence of the thought. It was the depth beneath it. Let that settle all the way down into you, because it names every sorrow you have ever fought twice. You did not suffer because the heavy thought came. You suffered because you decided you could not be at peace until it left. And so every return of it felt like a defeat, and you fought it, and the fighting was the suffering, not the thought. The thought was only a leaf. Your war with it was the storm. The mastered mind is not the mind with a clear surface. No mind has a clear surface for long. It is the mind that has grown deep enough to hold any thought upon it without being disturbed all the way down. The fear may stay, the grief may stay, and you, the depth beneath them, remain still, because you have stopped demanding that the surface be empty before you are allowed to rest. This is why every past attempt of yours has failed. You were trying to feel your way to a quiet mind. You were waiting for the day the thoughts would finally stop, taking each new thought as proof that you had not arrived, that you were doing it wrong, that peace was still somewhere ahead of you. But the monk on the mountain never reached an empty mind. The thoughts never stopped for him either. He simply stopped needing them to stop, and in that stopping found the very peace he had been chasing by trying to make them go. And here's the part that should unsettle you a little, and then set you free. The thoughts never end. Not for Kaishin, not for the teacher, not for the oldest, stillest monks with 100 winters behind them. The river runs forever. The leaves keep crossing for as long as a man is alive to watch them. Peace is not a shore you reach and stand upon. The river finally behind you. It is a way of sitting with a river that will never stop, chosen again with every thought for as long as you live. So stop waiting to become a calm person. There is no such finished person waiting at the end of the road, mind emptied, the storm forever stilled. There is only this, the next thought, and the small clean choice to watch it instead of board it, to let it cross instead of chase it, to be the pond instead of the leaf. Do that enough times, and people will call you calm, and they will be wrong about why. They will think your mind grew quiet. You will know the truth. Your mind stayed loud, and you simply stopped having to obey it. Now let me take you to the hardest hour of Kaishin's life, because everything I have told you is about to be tested in fire. And so, sooner than you think, will you be. The teacher grew very old, and one cold night he was dying, and he called Kaishin to him. The monk felt the whole storm rise at once, grief and fear, and the unbearable thought of the years ahead without his teacher, all of it crashing in together. the way it crashes in on you the moment your life goes wrong. And there was no time to retreat to the pond, no still water to sit beside, only a dim room and a dying man and a mind trying to drown its owner in a single hour. And here, with no pond and no quiet and no time, Kaishin learned the deepest truth of the method. The pond was never the water at the foot of the steps. The pond was him. He did not need the still surface outside to find the still depth within. In the loud and breaking hour, he let the thoughts come, all of them, the grief and the terror and the loss, and he did not board a single one. He let them cross. He sat beneath them, still, and he was present with his teacher to the last breath, while a lesser man would have been miles away, carried off by the first wave of fear, missing the very moment he could never have again. Understand what this means for you, because it is the whole reason this method is worth the years it takes to learn. The calm you are building in the small thoughts, the hunger and the boredom and the itch, is not small. It only looks small. It is rehearsal. You are not merely learning to sit with a passing worry. You are teaching your own mind a single, total lesson. The thought comes, and I remain. And one day, on a day you cannot see coming and cannot prepare for in the moment, your whole life will turn on whether that lesson was learned. A loss will come. A terror will come. A moment that demands you be present while the storm screams at you to flee inside your own head. The mind that has learned to watch will stay and meet the moment and be there for it. The mind that never learned will be swept away by the first wave, present in body and gone in spirit, lost in the very hour it most needed to be found. You are not practicing patience with an itch. You are practicing for the hour your whole life depends on staying. So let me leave the mountain now, and the pond, and the monk who became a still old man in his own time. Let me speak only to you, because the story was never the point. You were always the point. You and the loud mind, and the one method that takes it back. Here is what to do. And I want you to feel how small it is, because the smallness of it is the whole reason it works, and the reason you have overlooked it for so long. The next time a thought comes and reaches for you, you will not fight it, because you finally understand that fighting feeds it. You will not chase it, because you finally understand that chasing is how it carries you off. You will do one small thing instead. You will name it. Fear has come. Anger has come. The old regret has come. You will say it plainly in your own mind, and in the naming you will step back from the thought just far enough to see that you are the one watching it, and not the thing itself. And then you will let it cross. You will not push it away, and you will not climb aboard. You will sit on the bank and watch the leaf drift over the still water, and you will return your attention gently to the thing in front of you. It will come back. Let it come back. Name it again. Let it cross again. You are not failing because it returns. The leaves always return. You are winning every single time you watch one cross without becoming it. And you will find the pond everywhere, because the river is everywhere. It is not only in the night. It is in the moment your hand reaches for the phone, driven by a thought you never examined. Name it and let it pass and stay. It is in the flash of anger that wants to take your whole afternoon. Name it and let it pass and stay. It is in the wave of fear before the hard thing, the worry that will not solve, the shame that returns at dawn. Name it, let it cross, and stay. Every one of these is the same river. Every one is crossed the same way. You are not learning 100 pieces. You are learning one method and meeting 1,000 thoughts with it. And watch what it does to your days, because this is the part that will change how you move through the world. Right now, your attention belongs to whatever thought shouts loudest. You are not living your life. You are living the life your loudest thought chooses for you, minute by minute, dragged from the work to the worry to the screen to the regret and back. But a person who can watch a thought without boarding it owns their own attention again. They can sit with their child and be there. They can do their work and be in it. They can feel a fear and not obey it. People feel this stillness in a person, and they are drawn to it, the way the tired are drawn to still water. They cannot name it, but they sense that you are present, fully here, not half stolen by some private storm behind your eyes. And it begins, all of it, with one small thought you watch instead of bored today. Understand that the world you live in is built to widen the gap and keep you boarding. Every screen, every feed, every alert is a thought engine, manufacturing 1,000 new leaves an hour and begging you to climb onto each one. It does not want you on the bank. It profits from you in the current. So this small method is not only an old piece from a quiet mountain. It is a defense against a world engineered deliberately to keep your mind loud and moving and never once your own. You will be swept away some days. Hear me clearly. You will be swept away. The monk on the mountain was again and again carried off by a thought before he caught himself, and the teacher let him, because being swept away is not the end of the method. Believing you have failed is the end of the method. Being carried off and returning to the bank the moment you notice, without drama and without despair, that is the method. That is the whole of it. You do not need a quiet mind. You were never asked for a quiet mind. You need only to return, faster each time, to the one who watches. And slowly, in moments so small, you will be almost ashamed to call them victories. Something will begin to change in the deepest part of you. The space between the thought and the self will widen. The leaves will lose their power to carry you. The distance between the storm and the stillness beneath it will grow, thought by thought, day by day, until one day you will sit in a noise that would once have drowned you and remain, and you will not even remember the day it happened, because it will not have happened in a single day. It will have happened the way every real and lasting peace happens, not in a sudden silence. In 1,000 small thoughts watched and let go, on 1,000 ordinary days, when no one was asking you to and nothing forced your hand. Imagine yourself 1 year from tonight, not a person with an empty mind, not someone you are not, just a person who, for 1 year, kept stepping onto the bank. Picture the nights you lay down and let the meeting begin without you, and slept. Picture the work you did without the worry pulling you away every minute. Picture the calm you would carry into every room, because somewhere underneath it all you would finally know that a thought is only a thought, and you are the one who decides whether to follow it. That person is not a fantasy. They are not waiting on a quieter mind or a gentler past or a different brain. They are on the other side of one small method, kept badly at first, then better, then without thinking. They are one watched thought away, repeated for a year. That is the monk method to control your thoughts. Not silence, not a war you finally win against your own mind, a pond and a leaf and the quiet refusal to climb aboard. The small space between the thought arriving and you becoming it, found again and again, before the current can reach inside and carry you off. Your mind will not be quiet. You have noticed it. and you have stopped expecting it to stop. The only question left is the one you have been avoiding your whole life. Will you keep drowning in the river, or will you finally step onto the bank and watch it run? A leaf is crossing the water of your mind right now as you breathe. Let it cross and return to the breath and watch the next one come.